Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a lovely Wednesday. And this particular Wednesday is focused on International Women's Day, which is coming up on the 8th of March rather. I'm here with three fantastic ladies. Tanzana, all the way on my right. Please introduce yourself to Ambie. Are you proud of being a woman?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. My name is Muthoni Kiboi. I'm a content creator. I'm a businesswoman, and I am a Zoza podcast host, and I am very, very proud to be called a woman.
Hey. Yes. Welcome very much to the set.
Thank you, Sonia.
And then we have another lady.
What's poppin'? A woman, that title is a title you don't take for granted. The power that's just in those 5 letters can't be explained. But you know what? We'll break it down today. Mm-hmm. My name is Mariah. I am a radio host, podcaster, 1/3 of the Mic Check podcast, and just your favorite baby girl.
Hey.
Hello. All right.
Last but not least.
Good day. I would love to start by saying I am blessed to be a woman. There is nothing else I would rather be in this world. It doesn't matter how many times I come. My name is June Njenga. I'm an actor and voiceover artist based here in Nairobi, Kenya, and I am known for Big Girl Small World.
You owned it.
Big Girl Small World, and it's only streaming on Showmax. So, yeah.
Alright, so thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So we have a conversation that is very, very timely. Mm-hmm. So International Women's Day is going to be happening on the 8th of March this year. Mm-hmm. And the theme is accelerate action. The reason why is because systemic barriers still exist in 2025. And they're saying that gender parity will only be achieved at 2158. So that's like what? 5 generations from today. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So probably before we even talk about the bad things, let's talk about what we are celebrating and who we are celebrating. So probably if you guys could tell me which women out there in politics, in media, in tech, are you celebrating today? You see their work and you're just like, whoa. That's fantastic. Let's start with you, June.
Yeah, wow. I think for myself, I want to celebrate my industry peers. You know, all the women that I'm seeing making huge moves. You know, we have now a Female Filmmakers Association, and we have an award just specifically for women in film in Kenya. Yes. And I can see all these women, whether you're a scriptwriter, director, producer, actress, manager on set coordinator, whatever capacity your contribution was, I'm seeing them being celebrated and finding out about all these things that they're doing that actually give you the content you guys want to consume so badly. These are the people behind the scenes. So I am happy that I can say in 2025, we get to celebrate this beautiful, beautiful women. So yeah, kudos to them.
Love it. Yeah. How about you?
Personally, I'd say babes in the media scene. And I'm not even talking about like the greats that we've known and loved forever. I'll say the new school era. I'd say us. The new school era, you know, shout out to you, Muthoni. There's girls like Claudia, girls like Aziza, there's girls like me, you know, taking up space, girls like Sony, and I'm talking like all the way like from mainstream media down to podcast, even girls who are just doing their own thing in their own special way. Content creators like Temina, you know, Kimberly. I love that, you know, guys are just taking their space and they're owning it. Right? Shout out to all of us, man. Yeah. Shout out to us.
How about you, Samia?
Well, I'd say the same. Women who are in the media space. Murugi Munyi, I love her. I adore her. I'd say Nyago as well. I'd say Dr. Linda Muthoni. I'd say Chris Baby. I'd say they're very amazing women out here doing amazing things. And that's what they're supposed to do. Ngeanza kitambo.
I think I agree with you guys. Like, I also see what women are doing in this space, and I'm just like, wow. Like, you make me want to do more. You make me want to be more. Especially like now, I'd say like Kenyan Actress, where she's featured. Like where kwenye ametoka Selena to where actually she is right now. Like yo,
the growth is real, bro.
Such an inspiration in this industry, and it just makes us feel like we can actually do it. We can be the ones that are spearheading these careers, these spaces, right? Yeah. So there's a matter that is in hand. Let's talk about the money, because it's like money rules the world. Kuna kitu ambayo inaitwa wage gap, yeah? And I'd like to just ask you guys, in your own personal spaces, have you ever been undervalued or underpaid for a role that you were with a man? Like you were in the same role?
Underpaid, no. But undervalued, I'd say yes. And not in the sense that what I do is not appreciated. It's just more in the sense that for some weird reason, I don't know if Sonny will agree with me, but in the podcast space, especially where you're mixed gender, it's very easy for the men to always take a liking to the man first before your presence is recognized.
Interesting.
So you always feel the need to have to match up. If you're not confident in yourself, there's people who say statements that might put you down. And in those moments is when you feel like, what do you mean? Like, it's the three of us. If it's value, it's 100, 100, 100.
Kabisa.
There's no one who's doing more than the other or less than the other. So for my capacity, I'd say undervalue in that sense. Yes.
Let me just chime in as well. Me, like I was telling you before we got on set, I got a role where I was co-hosting with a gentleman. And only after is when I found out that he was being paid 2 times what I was.
Wow.
And it was just like, hey, kwani, kuna mtu tumekosea? Like, what happened? How about you guys?
Now that's sad. That's really sad, girl.
Twice
That's
is
sad. Like, tell me at 10,000 or 5,000 more.
Yeah,
Bro,
double
That's
is wild.
Yo.
Double is insane.
It's insane.
I don't know whether it was about my gender. I don't know.
I think you know.
I will say this. Here in Kenya, the wage gap is for every salary paid. So that's whether it's per day. A guy is making probably 17, 18% more than you in Kenya currently right now. And monthly, it's around 31, 32% more. And this is because of the systems that have been created all over the world, that we see women have always played second fiddle. Because I feel the primary thing women have been taught to do is to give free labor. And that is something that we need to stop. Because all these things that we're pouring into everyone else is making them grow and move ahead. But we don't get paid, we don't get recognized. If anything, we get undermined for it, yet everyone gets to progress. So you'll see most women are in the informal sector. Why? Because education was a problem, and that's generationally also. You'll see access to, better opportunities, even for them to be able to fight for themselves. Like Juzi tu ndio, in America, not so long ago, women were not even allowed to do the sciences and the math. And when I'm using the States, just the West in general, they did home science. When their male counterparts did engineering, did sciences. So the gap that you're seeing is for this many years, women did participate in these spaces. So you have to play catch up, and then you have to be good enough, and then you have to be even better.
And you have to keep on proving yourself.
Yes, and you have to keep on proving yourself. So all this religious, political, academic, cultural, traditional, all systems around the world have just been fixated on capitalizing on a woman's free labor. That's how capitalism, socialism, communism, this is where it's birthed, politics. And it serves the patriarchy, but it serves the world at large. Because you can imagine when you're a lady, when you're a woman, you become a mom, there's something about your career you'll have to take a step back because this aspect needs attention. It's a beautiful thing to be a mother. We're also celebrating them. It's a beautiful thing to be a wife. It's not bad. However, in this day and age, you need to come to terms with the fact that this is a sacrifice you're going to make. You can't resent it. You can't resent it. And the sacrifice might be, you will just have to hold back on something or lose out on something to gain this. So walking into this, it just might not be for everyone, but it's not a bad thing.
Absolutely.
So I feel that gap is there because of also the gap of us being excluded. Because for a long time. Because wasn't it the other day, an A for a dude was not the same as the A for a chick. And this is university. So meaning, even if you have the same A of 86, he'll go to engineering, you won't. So those are the kinds of things that we're facing.
It's interesting that you said that because I remember there's an actress, an American actress still, who came out and said, I don't even want to name her.
Yeah, sure.
But she came out and said that, she all her acting roles, all the jobs she's been given have been to support somebody else's career. And she was pointing out that it's not fair.
It shouldn't be that way.
Yeah. So let me ask you about your particular spaces. You're in the podcast world, in the media world as well. Do you feel that there is representation of women enough? Let me just add the word enough representation.
So
I feel sure. Not yet. We are not yet enough. We need more. We need to be heard more. We need to be seen more. We need to do more for the other generations to also know that they can actually get to where we are, or they actually get to higher places than we are. Yeah, so not yet. Yeah. But we are on the way. We are doing good.
Generation, because I'd like us to just talk about Gen Zs and millennials as well in this conversation. And June, this question is for you. It's very much for you because do you feel that it's about, the thing is it about confidence? Is it about self-belief? Or is it something exterior? Like, for instance, when we see Gen Zs coming out in Gen Z women coming out in large numbers to protest, kuna a certain mindset that Gen Zs do have that I feel like it's just my opinion.
Sorry, I'm writing millennials.
Probably might not have that. What is your response?
I don't think that it's not we share an idea, because we've been there. Remember, we were Gen Zs at our time, before when you guys were toddlers. It's not that we don't share that, but you have to understand how our perspective was painted generationally, okay? We came from the place where we watched the Gen Xs and the boomers being oppressed. Yeah. We came from being birthed into the advent of the digital world, from the analog world. So I feel for millennials, we've seen a lot. And I feel for millennials, we navigate with a wisdom. It's not about, and I get that you guys have the enthusiasm and, the willpower, to go out there and shout and make a difference. We're also making a difference, but we could actually be doing it behind the scenes. We're the ones who you're going to meet in corporate spaces, and we're the ones who are going to make it better for you people to be able to dwell there, because when we landed there, it was not okay. Yeah. We're the ones who are going to make it better that if you get into an Uber, for you to be dropped from one point to another, because something had happened to us previously, you're going to be okay. We're those big sisters that are there in that space. And as far as representation, especially in my field, that's a tricky one because most females play female roles. So if you need a female for a role, you get a female. However, what I will say is representation as far as management and leadership, that's the one that's wanting. That's the one that's wanting. I don't feel we're enough women in the creative spaces that can be like, no, this is how the things are going to go down, And even the ones who have just made it into the room and sat down, they have another fight. They have to now keep tussling with, maneuver, so that they can keep the door open. Because sometimes I get into spaces, also myself, I've gotten into spaces where I had to pick and choose, okay, is the fight going to be for me to bring in any other person? I first need to take control over the room, and it takes time. It takes time because even though I was on that other side and I've been accepted, it just doesn't, that the acceptance of me now sitting at the table doesn't really mean, I'm not really invited and have a say. So it's about proving myself. It's about creating strides. It's about selling creative ideas, and of course it's not like a physical battle, but it's more of wisdom. I'm like, let's try this out, let's try this out. And they're like, no. And you have to keep pushing and pushing and prodding until they're like, oh gosh, let's, and then I have to make sure it works out really well. So you make a statement that
she's actually
this results. So you can see the value of my decision. So it's very hard to maneuver those spaces. I would say there needs to be, I feel in every other industry, we need more leadership and ownership of women.
I love that you said leadership because this day and age, kuna yo gender third role, and we've seen like seats deliberately created for women rep, tuko na MCAs ambao ni wanawake, and Nakuru has like majority of the leadership is women.
Yes.
Do they mean anything? Has it improved, or rather has it made an impact that we have these seats in legislation, in the executive? What do you guys
Personally, I'd say it doesn't have an impact because there is nothing that's actually been done by these women who are holding these positions.
Okay.
The only thing that it's done is just fill out a rule, which is 2/3 gender rule. That is all those positions have done. But impact, because every day there's women going through things, there's children who are going through things. Your women reps are silent, your female senators are silent, your governors are silent. So what's the point?
Yeah. I know, so you had a really important, like, you remember last year when we had a very heartfelt interview?
Yeah.
We were very, like, straightforward about what they have done for us.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about that more?
Women leaders are just embarrassing. I'm sorry to say it bluntly like
it's
that.
facts. There's nothing to be sorry for. It's facts.
Because we were given the opportunity to go and tujitete mbele ya watu, and the people we went ahead and chose are people who are just there to be seen, not to be heard, not to work. They're just there to be seen, which is very unfortunate for us. Especially that there's this one incident that happened. There's this woman who was beaten by a crocodile, who was killed by a crocodile.
The young girl.
The young girl. And then
CC went on a whole podium.
A whole podium.
Did you see that story?
I saw that.
So a whole CC gets on a podium with the nerve to say that the crocodile beat this young girl because she was on her menses and the crocodile was attracted to the smell of blood. A whole
the audacity.
Woman.
Yeah.
First of all, get
so
out of that seat and take her back to primary school, because that is not how animals operate.
You know?
No, first
Take
of
her
all,
back to
I feel
school.
like we should take her to that dam and see kama yatakuliwa. I mean, because it's about menses, right? It doesn't really make sense, and it's even worse that it's the older generation doing these things. There are no youngins that can go there and wajitete venye wanafaa.
Think about it. Even the youngins. This lady, what was her name? Toto. I think that's the name she was given when she was campaigning. Linda, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
But she was the youngest.
Toto, yeah.
Yes. I remember the nickname was Toto. She got the seat. Please tell me, it's almost 3 years. What has she done?
What has she done? Utterly in a quiet. Like,
What has she done? And it's
delivered.
okay.
Has she delivered?
And it's fine.
I have no idea.
No, she did deliver. Okay. She did. But prior to this, because you came in so hot, saying you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And this is coming from somebody who has lived. You have been living that experience. So when you're giving somebody else who's in that experience hope, that's bait. They will definitely give you their vote.
True.
You're in now. What have you done?
Okay, allow me to give another perspective. I want to categorically state women reps, yes, don't necessarily mean, and I'm not stating them in any way, shape, or form, they're the representation legislatively, legally, that is supposed to fill in parliament, right? They're parliamentarians, they're legislators. Yes, they're supposed to be serving us. Yes. Us meaning men, women, kids, everyone. It doesn't necessarily mean they should be serving women issues. However, in a day and age where women are the ones who are vulnerable, who are struggling, who are in pain, and they're women like us, there is an expectation, a very high set expectation that because they're in this seat, they're in this position, they can make things move. And even if they're being blocked, they can scream, they can cry, so we can hear them, then we can know what to do. We will back them up, But I will say it is so unfortunate that we have been given a chance. And we were given a chance in a day and age that still looks down on women.
Imagine.
And then for them to fumble this much, what does that say? It even affects if you apply for a corporate job. They're like, hey, what one adjusts that?
Dropping the ball.
What do they do? You're just here doing it's so humiliating because every time I go for a position, anytime I'm at an interview, this is a constant question I'm getting, not because I'm a women rep, but because they have embarrassed us. Like, I honestly do feel embarrassed because even the ones, yes, and I'm not saying all of, majority are the ones who are there. In fact, they've become even worse than their male counterparts in terms of stealing and doing all these things. I'm like, pads, have carcinogens. We are banning.
Don't get me started with that.
There's no regulations on contraceptives or, feminine hygiene care, sexual health, nothing. Nothing that helps us.
Forget even women issues. Let's just go down to, okay, maybe you might stand and say, oh, you women are grown women as a chitetea. You don't need your women rep to do ABC for you. Perfect. Children. There's just today, as we're speaking today, a 17-year-old boy was shot.
Yes.
He's dead. There were protests happening. I have not seen even one stand and say no. Justice needs none.
Needs to be done. No.
Even a tweet. Okay, don't even get on telly. A tweet.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So, ladies, there's a notion that in this day and age, women are over-empowered in comparison to the boy child, yeah? Do you think that notion is true, false? What are your thoughts?
And who is the standard and qualification for this?
For
because I'm like, who is this going like to Meipima and they're over? Yeah, who is that?
So just playing catch up.
To make me out. Yeah, like who is that? Because
Empowered.
Over.
In all honesty, I think it's a confidence thing. And specific to the person who feels it's over-empowered. Because, like you've said, it's taken us so much time to get to a point where women are actually in spaces. And we were in spaces, but now we're owning these spaces.
Right.
And it's getting uncomfortable. And
Would you say it's a confidence thing or a control thing?
No, for the men, it's a confidence problem, one. Because why would you be offended that I am owning a space that I have already been in? Are you threatened? What is the problem? And now, we can also shift it to a control situation because men have always been cultured into a norm of women are always supposed to take a back seat. You're the leader, women submit. So even in spaces at work, it might become a bit uncomfortable. Ukiona msichana anajituma na anajituma kukuliko because you start to wonder, this is my thing. Why are you doing more than I'm doing?
Yeah.
You understand?
Sonny, do you think we're over-empowered?
Not at all. Hata bado hatujafika.
We are under.
Like you said, we are just
barely scratched the surface.
We're playing catch up. Sasa tukisha catch up.
And you know what this
They'll be
over-empowerment is?
threatened times 3.
Like I said earlier, we have systems that have always taught women to give free labor and play second fiddle.
Yeah.
What that system has already taught women is the only way women can have a sense of belonging. And when I talk about a sense of belonging is the number one need of a human being. We need it more than oxygen. If you don't belong, you're done as a human being. And our sense of belonging, our sense of belonging is threatened by us not getting enough external validation. So what that looks like is, if you're not that nurturing, if you're not that beautiful, if you don't do this, if you're not that quiet, you need to be smart but not too smart, sexy but not too sexy, dumb but not too dumb, those things that are put for us. So the thing is, because of those systems, what it has done, it has also women have learned internalized misogyny, where we actually hate ourselves and we hate other women. You see? So that over, you're talking too much. And have you noticed, immediately, here's the thing. Look at our moms, their mothers before that and their mothers before that. And then let's compare with the violence against women in this day and age. It seems like the more we rise, the more we take up space, the more the violence is going. And I'm like... Yeah. So I feel all that is just misogyny. Yeah.
Let's talk about misogyny. In this day and age, like remember last year, actually this year,
bro.
There were rampant cases of femicide. Tulikuwa out there fighting for this, fighting to be heard and to be seen, and people to understand that maze tunauliwa na ni serious, something that's very rampant. So probably I had a question on femicide. Imeenda wapi? Yeah. So personally, as ladies, what measures do you put for you to feel safe in your spaces, wherever you are, wherever you live, wherever you work? How do you make sure yourself, your space, you're safe?
Honestly, I used to carry weapons until I was arrested. Yeah. Nikaambiwa mimi ndo naumiza watu. Kasema sorry. But now, you need to learn how to protect yourself. How? Vita. You need to learn how to fight. Me, that is one thing I'll teach my daughter when I get one.
A sword
for a sword.
Punch for punch.
Because as in, people are insane, especially they're very insane people out here. They'll come do something to you and you'll just be there because you're a woman. You're supposed to be soft and you know, mimi nitakuuma, mimi nitakuchapa. So you need to learn how to fight, to be honest.
I agree.
Because no one will take care of you. No one will protect you. Truly. You have yourself to protect.
Yeah. How do you take care of yourself?
I'd say one. Where do you start? First of all, me, I'm a talker. So one thing about me, I will not take anything lying down. No more. I'm not your mate. I am not your mate. I will speak. That's one thing about me. My loud mouth always gets me out of trouble. 2, I think I've cultured my mind, especially, first of all, because I'm very thick, whatnot, catcalling is a thing that for some weird reason you can't escape. So I've cultured my mind. If I'm in spaces where I know it's public and whatnot, there's a way I have to dress. So this is literally my daily dress.
Okay.
But if I know I'm somewhere where it's conserved, okay, the sexy me can pop out. You understand?
Sure.
3rd, if I'm in cabs, whatnot, I always have to share my ride.
Yeah.
You, I don't even negotiate.
Yeah.
Even if it's not with my mom or 2 people always have it. That's what I make sure. All my 2 friends always know where I'm going. And even if I won't share the ride, there's somebody who already knows here's where I was going. Somebody always has to keep tabs on me. So, yeah, that's how I take care of myself.
Okay, so Sonia, some violence. Sword for a sword, eye for an eye. You said you put proper...
I mean, I put you in your place. Don't do it. I'm not the one, the 2 or the 2.
Well, for myself, and yes, there was an incident of a lady being decapitated completely, and the video was shared raw, and I didn't expect that's what I would see. It was, I think, early last year.
I remember that video.
And I remember clicking and seeing what I saw, and it sent chills down my spine. Immediately, I just called my sisters, and I was like, any one of us is anywhere, we need to tell. Yeah. I don't care whether you're with your boyfriends, your fiancé, your what. I don't care. We need to be updated. We need to know where locations are at. Yeah. To the point where even Akina, my mom, are like, hey, you're crisscrossing just share with me. In case of anything, just share with me.
Somebody knows.
And my sister has been in a situation where she just didn't trust the cab she was in. And I remember feeling so helpless because what can I do?
Yeah.
You guys can be anywhere, you know. So other than calling the company and trying to get them to talk to the driver or telling him, just pull over, you just chomoka, wherever you are, it's fine, you know. Luckily, nothing happened and she got home safe. But I remember feeling so helpless because what can you do? So what the measures I take is there are certain specific places I have said I'll never hang out in. I've had to cut out a multitude of also some social circles because just cut the noise down. I've also I've also changed how I hang out. You know, I'd rather do cookouts at my house, have you over, you know, that kind of thing. So it's more of book clubs, more of brunch, because brunch happens during the day. So I feel it's better, it's safer. Not to go out to places you're not sure with people you do not know. Meetups, those ones, not unless it's for work. I don't. You know, that kind of thing. And unfortunately, it has robbed us also of freedom, of living life, because this is what life should be. But unfortunately, we are stuck, you know, cowering and being so scared. And it's unfortunate, and especially in this day and age. And then in Kenya, you can't even trust the cops.
There you go. Because
let's just start, because if anything happens to you, how many times have we had that narrative? Whether it's rape, whether it's being beaten, they're like, unataka kujiletea nini? Usitajiletea nini? You'll embarrass yourself. Wataka watu wajue hii story. Simu mkuje muende muongee vizuri. And that is a mentality with the people that are supposed to serve and protect us. And it is shared across the board. You know, whether you're raped, you're being told, unajua hii kitu ni aibu.
Ati bwana yako, aje.
No, even if you've just been, hizo ni vitu mnafanya madam, hizo vitu, and I've heard that, not once, you know, that kind of thing. Or even if you take her to a hospital. So because there's certain things that happen, like when you go to a hospital, after you go to the police station, remember guys, you go first to a police station. Then from there, after filling the P3, there's a form that you're given that the doctor has to also fill in. And it's not once, a girl will go, and whether it's a situation with someone familiar they know, and this person will be, because you know them or you've been with them, and keeping in mind that rape is forced sex. It doesn't matter whether you know the person. Yeah, and it's an animalistic act. It shouldn't be okay. And the doctor will not give you PrEP because they're like, "Ay, lakini," and I'm like, what? This is standard practice. This is standard procedure. So those are the things we're battling, guys. Honestly, where we're at,
yeah, it's scary.
Scary.
Let me add on something on the violence part. You need to choose also your fights. Don't just go beating everyone. If you see someone is bigger than you, just go home and cry. Because there's nothing you can do. Utanyorosha vibaya sana. Secondly, go learn like professional fight. Go box. Go do professional boxing. It has really helped. It has really helped me. Mimi nimenyorosha watu kadhaa. Because of some dumb shit. Sorry, because of some dumb things that they did. Now Peter unanispank. Nimefanya.
Now I'm biting your hand. Are you normal?
Ngumi.
I believe you, but
bite your hand. Are you okay?
First of all, when something like that happens to you, you ask yourself, Mazem, kwani am I the problem?
Yeah.
No, for real, yes.
I'm dressed.
And
ladies,
it's so sad the fact that you question yourself.
It's
true.
so traumatizing.
Have you ever been in these corporate spaces? And unfortunately, this is what is happening. You're in a meeting. Of course, you've sat at a table or at a cafe and you're many people, you're talking, and all of a sudden you just hear this under the table. And
do not try this.
Let me tell you, this is, it may not be a spank on the ass or anything.
But it's already enough to set you off.
The humiliation, the shock, because you're like, do you know where we're at? You know, number one. Number two, you were way out of line. In fact, that's number one. You're way out of line. And then you're in shock. You're like, you even start asking, should I speak out? Should I? You start doubting, like, you even move your leg, like,
is it wrong?
How much should I do in this situation?
Up here, this person is like giving points, talking, being, but they know what they're doing under the table. And it's not once. These are things, ladies, we need to speak up on. If it happens to you, it's that director, that producer, or that boss, that person in corporate, your superior. May feel speaking up then helps, because the shame, the guilt, the self-doubt, the feeling of letting yourself down that you live with when you don't address those issues. It might not be that drastic where someone has pinned you down or that, but just this under the table. And then they will not behave like, they'll not behave like anything like that, or just someone petitioning like, and you're those ones of, and in fact, these days they're so slick, like you don't even, is it like, am I hallucinating? Yeah, that when you go back home, you're like, what was that?
Sometimes when you actually address it, they will turn it against you. And
it becomes an issue.
But
even before we even get to the touching, I feel like even words. We're in a corporate space. I don't know why nitapita and you tell me, hey, sunakwanga na haga. No.
Or you're in a corporate space meeting and they ask you, why would the size of your hips or your dress size?
What does that have to do with my KPI?
Yeah. Or who are you dating? Or if you're married or not. That question.
What
are you
that
married?
Have to do with anything?
You know that kind of thing. Those things need to be nipped in the bud. Yeah.
So there's something called feminism. Feminism is... Okay, some people believe that feminism today leans more towards misandry than equality. And for our people out there who don't understand what misandry is, I'm here for you. Misandry is a specific hate towards the male gender, and misogyny is the opposite. It is a hate specifically for the female gender. And so my question to you guys is, do you believe that feminism today leans more towards misandry than equality? True or false?
No. Honestly, no. Because just because I want women to be on a level playing field with a man that doesn't mean I hate a man. And just because I'm giving more empowerment to a lady, I'm a woman. I understand everything that goes on with us in whatever way, shape, or form. And just because I give more, more keenness to my gender, that doesn't mean I'm trying to put down a man.
Correct.
But I have hate towards a man.
True.
And one thing, and this happened, was it last month, I think? So one of our fans on YouTube was like, called me a feminist. And not say that feminists are bad. That doesn't make me a doesn't mean I'm not rooting for you as a man. I will be there. A misandrist. Yes.
What are your thoughts, June?
So, back to the systems. Themselves.
To be less.
To be less. To receive you with love.
Doesn't make sense
And adoration.
What do you mean like that?
Just make it make sense for me, because what's this and I will say this, misandry does exist, but also you find some of the women in this situation have faced the worst circumstances with men that they're feeling me never ever. Whether it's, and I'm not agreeing with it, because it doesn't solve anything.
True.
But hating men, or generalizing and hating men because you've gone through something, and we find it's actually a lot of us, because utadharau tu mwanaume because venye ana behave, how he takes up space, how he'll talk to you, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't feel that whether or not it's arguable, you can look at it and be like, well, there are some aspects of feminism that have really gone really south.
Yeah.
And I want to state this: what feminism is for the African woman is not what it is for the Asian woman, is not what it is for the Western woman, is not what it is for the Caribbean woman, the South American woman. It's very different. Again, we also have our own
fights are very different.
Yes, our fights are very different, right? So also stating that when women get empowered or get these spaces, or that kind of thing, and now men are feeling maybe defeated, and this is one of the shields that they can use and be like, there are women who are, by the way, not doing right by society at large and men at large, and that's not okay. Because as we fight for women empowerment does not mean
step
on a man or killing our sons. Remember, this same womb is the one that brings the boy and the girl.
Absolutely.
We are the ones who are life givers. So there's no need to hate on the other gender. Our empowerment is not because of the downfall of this other gender. However, it's because of us. It's a focus for us. In fact, we should remove them from our conversation and just focus on us.
Yes.
How do we play our strengths? How do we do our thing? How do we move on? How do we improve? Let's just remove them from our whole
equation.
From the equation.
Like, I'd like to say that there's a trend on TikTok which is called decentering men. So it's just telling you how, yani maisha yako haifai kurevolve
around a man, and
what he has done, what he has said, what he's gonna do.
He didn't text,
what
he didn't do what.
Bro, focus on you.
Sure.
Okay, so kuna kitu tulikuwa nasema about how as a woman you understand what a woman goes through, so you're in a better position to support, you're in a better position to encourage. However, there are women who don't do that.
That's the thing, though.
Women who don't do that.
That's the thing, and I was just about to say, in as much as we always speak about women empowerment, we forget that we're in spaces also where some other women just want to tear other women down.
They're bullies.
And they will not miss a moment to drag you.
Sure.
Sonny, have you ever gone through such an experience?
Yeah, with friends, unfortunately.
Wow.
Okay, let me explain how it went down. Yeah, we were a group of 3 girls, and we were out, and then there was these niggas. There was this one cute one. Kila mtu alikuwa anamtaka. Mimi, as in, he was alright. To my eyes, he was alright. Yeah. So I wasn't really that interested. So when he came over to our table and wanted to talk to me, to her.
Dropped. Okay.
Am I ugly?
No, like what is that even supposed to mean?
What is that supposed to mean? What?
What is all with this slander?
It's so unnecessary. As in,
No.
to each their own, I guess.
No.
But that's just crazy. That's crazy. As in, you guys go through the same challenges, the same problems, and then you want to put me down. That how?
Sometimes
makes sense.
inakuanga mambo ya age, because probably, I mean, you're younger, and then probably I feel like you shouldn't be in a space, or I don't know.
But who are you to decide that I'm not supposed to be in a space? Who una decide kama nani?
Kama nani?
Unless it's your company, fine. But a space where we are both employed, who are you to decide that I'm not supposed to be in this space?
Sure.
June, you had mentioned that we should talk about ladies in power, especially in corporate, whose agenda is most of the time to bring down with other women, fellow women.
Especially young ones.
Especially young women. You know, maze umeingia kwa organization. You're there to put your best foot
You're
forward.
an intern.
You're there to
Unatafuta tu internship yako
do your
uende.
thing. You're here to put you down your hours, you're done. But then there's a babe seated in a certain position who is like, Muthoni achana na yeye. Ama like, I don't know.
To-do list. Bully, move on. Fill in KPI.
So I will.
Bully Muthoni again.
So I will say this: whenever you encounter a bully, it really doesn't have anything to do with you. It has everything to do with their insecurities, and another thing, it has everything to do with jealousy. Jealousy basically is you lack follow through with your own self, that when you see someone else having follow through with themselves, you're jealous about it. Because if you're in a higher position, you're in a higher position, you're in corporate or you're the producer, why not pay me what is rightfully mine? What does it take away from you? Unajua unashinda ukisema, oh, budget or this or that. I'm like,
Don't do that.
what are these cock and bull stories?
Is this your papa's company?
No, I'm
coming
just
from
saying,
your
or whether it's in corporate now, whether that's your superior, or it's, the women in the board who just feel maybe you come in and your energy is very accepting, or maybe you are attractive and you just, they're just that person with that energy that everyone just gurgitates around. And then that particular individual doesn't have that. Because anything someone is fighting you for, or something is hating, is something they're lacking. And instead of using you to compliment, they use it to fight you off. Here's the thing. I'm an older lady. I think I'm the oldest one here. I'm not going to compete with you people, not because you're not important or I'm not important or we can't compete or win against each other. Why?
It's not a competition.
Why? You know that kind of thing.
You're existing.
Why? But you're actually better than me in so many things, and I will call you up and ask you to learn. Because for me, it's more important to empower myself by learning and getting better. Your age has nothing to do with it. You could just be good with this. I could be good with something else. You know, that kind of thing. And for me, I love to leverage. I love to marshal my resources. I love to leverage any strength around me that I don't have. Me, I'll go for it. I clap for people. Me, I'm like, go for this. Do this. By the way, take this corner. That is me. That's because that's my energy. And it's not to say that I don't have my struggles and my insecurities, but I never allow them to get me to a place where I'm playing comparison. Because all that shows is I doubt myself. I've let myself down. So it's not even healthy for that individual. But yes, unfortunately, we do have women in power, women in positions who choose to bully other women. And whether it's something you've not gotten over or healed,
deal with it, bro.
Yeah, you need to deal with it because that's really,
when we
really
say
off.
women are we are our own biggest enemies, Maze. That thing hurts me incredibly because there's someone was saying the cake is so big.
Everyone can have a share.
And then kuna proverb flani wa Kikuyu husema, but wanasemanga ng'ombe ileaga nyeki, as in ng'ombe inakula ile the grass out there doesn't matter. What matters
just where they can reach.
So we can all coexist. We can all be who we are, bro. Like
no, and especially, and I think with only one thing we don't talk about a lot is especially in our media space. Media, to be specific, I feel like women, we are like our biggest, like we fake support each other. Like, I'll see Muthoni doing something, and I'll be like, or Muthoni will reach out, oh, Mariah, can you come to do ABC for me? And it's like, Pana, I'm busy, I won't hack. And it's not because I'm really busy. It's just like, why should I give Muthoni more PowerPoints to look better than me with the media space? I am not pulling up. Or two, so I had this incident. This is like 2017 or so. So I'm still new. I'm a baby in the game. I'm trying to figure my footing, whatnot. So I reached out to a very popular media personality. And I was very nice. I was very courteous. I asked if I could just be a protege. I don't even want to be on wherever you are. My work is literally just to see, like, to shadow you. Let me see how you do your thing. Learn one or two things from you, bro. This lady exploded. And she was like, what do you mean? You protege what? Even when I'm 50, I'll still be in the game. I'm like, bro, I didn't say you're dying tomorrow. Like, chill out. Chill out.
Officer.
Chill out. I just said it would be nice.
You touched on a
girl and a fat one. I was like, I just want to be a protege because, I mean, it's always good when you bow out of something that there's somebody you can say, you know what, Nani held my hand. There's nothing greater than that, bro. This lady went like off, and I was like,
That's unfortunate. That's
The same thing happened to me with some media person like, Akianani.
This space.
Baby, they come up like, oh my God, I love you. Oh my God, I love what you do.
Guess somebody didn't have their breakfast today.
I feel like, man, the cake is too big.
It is.
Bro, and you know, we'll never finish it. That's the craziest thing.
That's the craziest thing.
We will never finish this
thing.
cake.
And see, Ati, when you help someone,
it takes away from you.
Yeah, as in,
if you don't know who you are, then it's very hard to know what value you bring to the table. And that bothers a lot of people.
Sure.
So you have time to bully people because you don't know who you are. Yeah. And you can't see your value. And to the women in power, whether younger or older, because there are also younger women in power and
who steal.
Facts. And they would show like older ladies, like, okay, I'm young, why you not? That kind of nonsense. Because I'm like, there's nothing like that. That's so dumb. But understand who you are, understand the value you bring to the table, then leverage that value. Instead of being paid for your time, be paid for your value. The value of your decisions, that's why you exist, that's why you're paid. So if you make
value of your time, like, bro, I came here. That's, don't even pay me for what I'll do. Just pay me for the fact that I'm here.
So for myself, I find that commonly with those ladies, there's a struggle inside. But to communicate that in a better way or to deal with it in a better way is what they are lacking at. So also sometimes what I would do is try and understand what that is. Of course, not entertain disrespect, but if it's something that I can address and help you with, then I will, because then it's better for the both of us and it's better for you generally. So, yeah. Help us sister out, guys.
Help us sister. But in the same breath, I'd like to just say, like, I've been supported by a lot of people myself. Like, kuna watu wamenishika mkono and they were like, okay, Muthoni do this, and I appreciate all those women and I give them the flowers because I wouldn't have been where I am. Some women being like, okay, don't do that, okay, say this, okay, don't
move this way, move that way.
So shout out to them as well. So let's move on to female friendships. Have female friendships played a role in your life?
The best thing a woman on earth can have. The best thing a woman on earth can have is female friends.
And not just female. Not just.
Genuine female friends.
Yes.
Honestly, the investment from women
is amazing.
Unmatched,
Unmatched, for sure.
Case in point, you are running late. We have had a couple of hours here. Our lives have changed like this. This.
Do you know what UVA and UVA?
No, educates me.
Like our lives, the information we exchanged, we have already birthed something. You see, just by existing together. And no one has felt, oh, me, I'm this, you. No. We've come together, we've done more than you reached out, you're like, hey, June, Koja, Nini. I was like, cool, why am I not coming? Yeah, you see? And that's what I'm saying. honestly, even in my life, when I look back and I look at the places where I have thrived the most, whether it was on the show BGSW, it was because of women. The support, the fun, it was women. Most guys come up to me and they're like, oh my God, I was watching with my wife, with my girlfriend, my sister, my mom. And I'm like, because of those women, you know the show. You know that kind of thing. And whether even it was on set, the support I had from women, absolutely insane. There's nothing more powerful than my sisters.
I like that.
Provided I can get to them. Me, I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci.
I love that.
Yeah.
Maria, female friendships?
I'd say for me, I've experienced both ends of female friendship, but right now, I would love to say I have a very solid circle. And it's one of those where, especially because like my career, I have an event, I have a live recording, like, I'm always just doing something. And I like that in my circle, I don't even have to say anything. I don't have to post nothing. I don't have to say, hey guys, they already know what's happening. They'll buy tickets, they'll pull up. Like, it goes without saying.
Yeah.
But one thing that we don't talk about often is even we who are receiving, we always have to ensure that we're giving back.
Sure.
That's the bit we always forget because, I mean, normally humans take is how we love. When it goes to giving, but giving as much as you take, that's the essence of genuine friendship.
Yeah. Can I also add, like, give your female friends as many chances as you give your
Male
friends.
Yeah. In fact, drop that man first. Keep the girls. Okay.
How about you? Female friendship?
Well, I have experienced both sides. Sana, the negative side. So I've been this kind of person who I'd rather chill with boys, to be honest. But it's not even because women are dramatic or anything. It's because the friends I've had, the lady friends I've had, they've showed me shege. Shege in capital. Oh my God. But right now, I'm trying to build that.
Nice.
I really want to get to that point where I can say, yes, I got my girl.
Yes. Girl, you'll need it.
I really
You're
want
still young. You'll need it as you grow. Trust.
Still young. That is so nice to say.
To the women who have had horrible experiences with women, I'm sorry, that was unfortunate. However, make an investment in getting genuine women around you, around your circles. And what that looks like is women who share your same values. Again, you also have to know yourself, because if you don't, then how you navigating these spaces? It means you'll attract so much that can end up hurting you. So even sometimes the people we attract around us, it's because we haven't figured ourselves out, and then we end up getting hurt. So take some time, get to know who you are, and then look for women who are doing that thing that you desire the most or want to be like, and then look for women mentors. It is so important and imperative. I'm telling you the truth. The touch of a woman, in terms of your career, in terms of advice, in terms of working together, in terms of opening the perspective, like women also, as much as you have said women are their worst enemies, but we are also our best friends.
Sure. Okay, I've not said that.
The saying goes like, women are their worst enemies, but in that same breath, women are also their best friends. And you can see it when women march the streets because of a lady we didn't even know.
No, honestly.
Yeah, and we made noise about it. Because if that can happen to her, what you're telling me, you're next.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter. And then the other thing with women,
especially,
we have the same experience. It doesn't matter whether you come from what background, this background, what. I can sit with any woman from any walk of life and talk to her about my female issues, and she will understand. She will relate. She will relate. And she will, you know, that kind of thing. So for us, I feel we still need to heal. Again, I go back to being taught how to hate women and internalized misogyny. Also another contributing factor to why women bully women. It's because if you hate yourself and you hate women, then why not give you a harder time? Because I have met women like that guys just, you know, they favor guys.
Yeah, for
you know, that kind of thing. You know, not even pick Misha. Like, and they're not even conscious they're doing it. Some are not even conscious that they favor guys or anything like that. And then, but when it comes to you,
it's a problem.
You know, they shut you down. So that's unfortunate, and it's a space that I wish they would transcend and get out of, and then get genuine female friends.
I'd like to just say something about what you said. Like, as women, we have a shared experience to some extent, right? And kila mtu hapa kuna insecurities, maze.
Facts.
How do you deal with the insecurities, Maria?
I think
You eat snacks. You eat and crack everything good.
that is crazy.
Hello?
That's crazy.
That is
Nataka
crazy.
iko na Hawaiian. I mean, eat snacks.
Yeah, that is wild. But I love that. Personally, I think honestly, there are days where I wake up and I'm like, maybe I'm not cute enough. So I'm just like, okay, today I'm not in the mood. It's like when I don't want to do nothing. Sometimes even this when I'm supposed to go record the pod, I wake up and I'm like, bro, I just don't feel cute today. So yeah. So I sit first. One thing that I like to do first of all is pray. I pray and I pray and I pray a lot. One thing that I feel like keeps me grounded is definitely prayer. So after I pray, I just like to get into a zone of like, affirming myself. And I'm like, girl, yes, that people is spoken about. You cute, girl. You beaut. You so beaut. I'm like, okay, cool. I guess we can face today. 20 of us. And I beat my face for the gods and we step out. Yeah.
I mean, I make fun. I laugh. My trauma response is laughing. If mtu akuja na hey, what's on your forehead? I'm like, headlights. See, exactly. Unacheka unasahau. That's what I do. Yeah. So it works for me. Yeah, I use humor.
And what about you?
How about me? Hey, me, I'm like you. Me, because I sit down, I'm like, sasa tutadu nini mazi? Hey. Sasa
I got to be on the screen. I got to be on the screen.
But yeah, I feel like it's self-talk. Sometimes I try to talk to myself nicely, like how I talk to a friend.
You
like
have
you're feeling bad. Imagine it's okay. You're not the only one. Imagine it's gonna be okay. So I talk to myself. Najiongeleshanga kama venye nezongelesha beshte yangu.
I like that.
You know, like it's okay. It's a bad day, but it's not.
It's not your life, bro. It's just a day.
It's a bad day.
Tomorrow is another day.
Honestly, guys, just try this out. Again, and I'm not a medical professional. I shouldn't probably be saying this, but I'm gonna say it regardless. This is my process. I will eat snacks. I will eat and eat and eat and eat and eat until I feel so guilty, so bad, and then I now detox until I feel thinner and better, and then I move on with it. Yeah, it's all that, and I usually feel like all those emotions just go with it. When I detox and I've washed the system, any weekend utoki kwa hao. You know the detoxes. Ladies, I know you. If you know, I know what I'm saying. Yani all of them. Sato, you lala in the world and had this Sunday zioni hivo.
Then now you're back.
Take a shower.
Oh God. Scrub.
So we do this again.
Love it.
Yeah, so
I love it.
I that question was for all the ladies out there who feel like you're the only one who has insecurities.
We all do. Don't let the confidence fool you. We all have our moments.
Hakuna mtu ni imperfect. Hadi Alejandro hajaikuwa imperfect. Imagine. Na wewe je?
Baze. Alright, so ladies, we've come to the end of our conversation. What message would you like to tell the women out there this International Women's Day? Tanzania?
Sony?
Okay. You're beautiful. You are valuable. You're valued. You are it. You see the way you see your idol, and then you're like, oh my God, she's so bright, she's so there, that's you. When you wake up every day in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror and know you're it. There's no other that can be like you. There's no other created like you. And that's on period. Happy Women's Day. Take care of yourselves out there. Yeah, tunawapenda sana. Yes, yeah.
What do I want to tell the women? Gosh, honestly, there's no one like you. Like, there's only you who can do you like you do you.
Sure.
So every day when you wake up, go get them, girl.
Go get them. Yeah. Go get them.
For me, I want to celebrate you, all you women. Happy Women's Day. I want you to embrace being empowered. I want you to embrace taking space. Then, last but not least, and this is the most important thing I'll say, SPF is your BFF. Okay, if you're not using sunscreen, shame on you. Okay, let me just tell you something. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. You need to be on some serious ass sunscreen. Okay, wait. Let me just give you. I'm not gatekeeping. I am a sunscreen enthusiast. Let me tell you something. SPF is your BFF. It will have you looking 20 in your 50s. Hey. Thank me later. Thank me later.
There you go.
Now, if you want more information, just DM me.
Auntie Junie, guys.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the very end of our conversation. This has been a very special edition for International Women's Day. We've had Muthoni Kiboi, Mariah Mariah, and June Njenga. Make sure you follow them on all social media platforms. I have been your host, Muthoni Irongo. Until another time, guys.
Bye. Bye.